Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Thursday and it's February 23rd. We have two meetings to tell you about. One has already started at 9 o'clock this morning. That is the third executive committee meeting that is in the boardroom. And then at 3:30 this afternoon, we have the United Agenda Prep, and that will be in the Willow Room as well as virtually, and you can certainly follow along by going to our website, lagunawoodsvillage.com, and going to the governance boards and the agenda, and you can click on that to follow along. All right, on our show today, we have Congresswoman Young Kim, and she is, of course, our representative for the 40th District. And then we have the Republican Club with Pat Micone and Ro Kendall. So they've got some great stuff to talk to you about and an event that they have coming up. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, we've died down on the wind, but the rain is here. And as you can see in the background there, we just had a few sprinkles, but we are going to be looking at more showers the rest of the day, so they'll be on and off. 53-44 today, tomorrow rain and the wind comes back, 55-46. Cold and rainy on Saturday, 53-41. Then we have a little bit of a break on Sunday, but we will be clouding up later with a few showers in the evening, 56-46. And then Monday, partly cloudy, and then more rain comes again later in the evening, and then kicking off another storm on Tuesday, 58-53. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:42, and our sunset will be at 6:27. And yum, I just had to post this because what better day to make chili. National Chili Day is today, so warm yourself up with some nice warm chili. And then just a reminder that the golf course is going to be revamped. Well, actually, excuse me, the golf driving range will be revamped. It starts February 27th. The range will be closed for the day, and then March 13th, closed again. And then as you can see, it's going to be updated throughout the rest of March, May, and then opened again in August. So keep your eye on, I'm sure, your emails, and they'll be letting you know more about what's happening over at the golf range. All right, when we come back, we will have Congresswoman Young Kim, so stick around.
The Hogue Classic is returning March 15th through the 19th. Defending champ Retief Goosen and a Hall of Fame roster of PGA Tour legends descend on Newport Beach Country Club to take top prize from the $2 million purse. Join us for the fun, the sun, and the legends. For tickets, visit HogueClassic.com. See you at the beach.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Dr. Vyas and the OCI Care staff believe in one-on-one care and the patient-physician relationship.
OCI Care was absolutely the most wonderful place I've ever been to as far as being taken care of.
The staff was very friendly and I felt very welcomed and relaxed.
How did I feel about Dr. Vyas? The man is very gentle, he is very caring, and totally involved with detail.
Welcome back. Well, we have Congresswoman Young Kim here, who is our representative for the 40th District. Well, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Wow, and you're still smiling, so that's a good thing, right? At least you're getting things done, you're making things happen. So before we get into some of the subjects, tell me what you think. I mean, how is it up there?
Well, it's very, it's rewarding. As I said, for someone like me as an immigrant from South Korea, living the American dream and making sure that same American dream is available for all generations, but especially those who are coming after me, to see that someone like me can have a voice, have a seat at the table, and help change the policy that will make sure that our future generations will still be able to have that opportunity. I always say my party is the Grand Opportunity Party.
The Grand Opportunity Party. Wow, that's that is a lofty name, but you know what? If you stick to it, then more power to you and to the rest of us too, right? Because obviously you were elected to be the voice of the 40th district. So in saying that, what are some of the things that you are currently working on?
So first of all, I want to say that my first priority that I'm working on is to ensure that our constituents and their needs are met.
Okay.
Constituent services is #1 top priority of mine, which is why in my first term in the 117th Congress, we focused on helping our constituents with their casework and navigate through the federal agencies and the problems that they had. We helped over 3,500 constituent casework and returned more than $70 million back into our taxpayers and constituents' pockets from the monies that they didn't owe at IRS, VA, Social Security, and so forth. And just in less than 2 months period in the new Congress, 118th Congress, which we're in right now, we returned more than $2 million. So far, we're reaching close to $20 million in my short term in Congress, giving money back to our constituents. And that is going to be continuing our priority for us. And then, of course, I'm serving on 2 different committees that I'm really excited about. I can talk about that soon.
Right, and we will. So can you give me an example of what a caseload is? Like, give me an example.
Sure. First of all, if a senior citizen is expecting senior citizens live on fixed income.
Right.
And sometimes Social Security check is the only one that they rely on. If the check doesn't come on the first of each month, they can't pay their rent or their mortgages. And so they contact our office. We'll immediately get on the phone and then find out what the delay is. Sometimes they are shocked to find out there is a back pay for money that they don't owe. So my office will get on and then try to get resolve the situation. 1, get their check deposited into their bank, and 2, if they don't owe any money and they're required to pay back, then we'll fight to get them back. I mean, so that we will take care of it. That's one. Another casework will be, we have a lot of families overseas who they want to bring back for, let's say, attending some special events, weddings, or very memorable milestone events, and also people die and you want their family members to be there at their funeral. They are having a hard time getting visas. We can help. And if you need to travel overseas and get your passport renewed, we can help you. Those are just some of the things that we can help you with.
Okay, all right, good to know, because I wasn't really sure what kind of casework it is, and of course with a Social Security check, most seniors go, well, it's automatic, right? It's automatically going to be there. Why would it not be there, right? So good thing we have you doing that. All right, excellent. So talk about some of the other things. Of course, the we were looking at inflation. We have a very high deficit, and we certainly are looking for a balanced budget. So what are some things that you're contributing to that?
So I'm glad to have a voice, and there is several caucuses that I serve on, which is the Republican Main Street Partnership Caucus, and then I am also a vice chair on the RG2 called the Republican Governance Group, and I'm also a member of the Problem Solvers Caucus. These are the venue where I get to serve on working groups, especially on debt limit. That's one coming out. We're going to be dealing with that. That's where we come together, talk about legislative priorities and issues. How are we going to come together and find a common ground to get results and get priorities and legislatively done? And so debt limit is one we're dealing with. You mentioned eventually we need to get to balanced budget, but we can't do this overnight when our country has been utilizing debt limit, increasing the debt limit ceiling all the time. But let me tell you something. Our nation's debt is like using a credit card. We already are getting to the highest ceiling limit. So we're going to be, continuing to talk about, are we going to increase the debt limit? Are we going to spend more than what we can afford? So this is where we have to put foot down, dip, and say enough is enough.
Right.
If we're going to increase debt limit, it has to come with reasonable, balanced ways to cut spending somewhere. But it cannot be in one category. It has to be across the board. So this is a time where we're having a serious conversation. I'm glad that I'm having a voice on it. But whatever we do, we're not going to default on our the obligation.
Right.
And I'm hoping that our Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden, they already started the conversation to have a negotiation where we can get to the level we can pass the balanced budget eventually,
Right.
but make sure that we don't fault and affect our credit in the standing in the world.
And I do think that some people are very concerned about Social Security and Medicare or Medicaid because there have been so many discussions on our local news, national news. Oh, we're going to cut that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're probably not going to cut it, but there may have to be some changes going forward. But to ease those folks who are receiving Social Security or those who might be retiring soon, what do you say to them?
One thing for sure, Republicans and or Democrats, there is no way we're going to touch Social Security and Medicare, contrary to what you see, what you read in the news. So I'm here to tell you, don't believe anything that you see in the news, okay?
Well, that's hard to do because we turn it on all the time.
But we're not going to touch that. What we're going to do is make sure that we strengthen the program that we have and protect Social Security and Medicare. These are the funds that people worked into and paid into, and they expect that to be there when they retire.
Right.
So we're going to do everything we can to not touch it, but again, coming to some level of reasonable negotiation so that we can keep it solvent, because it's coming to an end at some point.
Yes, gotcha. All right, very good. Now, you were recently became the chair of the Indo-Pacific Subcommittee. What is that?
So it is a subcommittee within the House Foreign Affairs Committee. It's a committee I'm going to continue to serve on from the last Congress. Our foreign policy decisions that we make right now, especially as we see the growing influence of CCP, Chinese Communist Party, trying to be the dominant economic superpower, dominant military superpower, we need to make sure that we have a policy that we will show and project strength of the United States and the world. So our work in the Indo-Pacific Subcommittee, which I am now serving as the chairman, will have a great impact going forward. So as an immigrant from South Korea, who came here to live that American dream, to be able to work on policies that will affect the Indo-Pacific countries in that region, including South Korea, my homeland, including Taiwan, Japan, Vietnam, all countries in that region, we will be able to have a voice and work on policies, and it's going to have a long-lasting impact. So at this time, to be able to chair that subcommittee and be a part of the decision-making in the foreign policy arena, I'm very, very excited and privileged and honored to do so.
That's great. Now, you have Laguna Woods office hours here. I don't know how you have the time. But let's take a look here. It's the third Thursday of every month, and it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and you are at City Hall. So do you have an office there?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to be a mobile office.
Oh, gotcha.
And my staff, and when I'm here, of course, we will be here on third Thursday of every month.
Okay.
But in addition to that, we have two regular offices, one in Anaheim Hills and one in Mission Viejo. Mission Viejo one is at the City Hall.
Oh, okay.
And so our presence in South Orange County in the new 40th District, we are down here to be closer to constituents. You should feel comfortable coming to our offices on a daily basis. Our staff, again, are ready to serve with all the casework related, answer any questions. If you have some ideas about legislation, contact our office.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Thank you. If you want more information about Young Kim's endeavors and what's going on in Congress, or if you have a concern of your own, please get in touch with her and her staff at youngkim.house.gov, or you can call them at 714-984-2440. We'll be right back.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
At Harvard Eye Associates, we are committed to your vision care and quality of life.
It's a commitment we don't take lightly.
Our trusted team of doctors provides specialized eye care using state-of-the-art technology.
We deliver what matters to you
and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From our delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Welcome back. Well, we have Pat Mycone here, as well as Ro Kendall, and they're here on behalf of the Republican Club. Well, welcome both of you. Nice to see you. How are you?
Oh, we're great. Thanks for having us.
Good. Well, we've got a great opportunity here where everyone can meet our district attorney, and it's coming up here in about a week, and you're here to talk about that. But before we get into that, just tell me a little bit about yourselves. I know we've had you on before, but just real quick, tell me a little bit about each of you and how you got involved with the club. Okay, you'll start.
I followed Pat. I was with her at Tustin. I was a member of the Tustin Federated. And when she moved to Laguna Woods, I said, well, I want to go where Pat goes. So here I am.
Okay. Oh, and I'm so grateful to have her. Lisa, I've been involved in politics only about 13 years. I got involved during the Tea Party time, and I became a member of the Tustin area Republican Women doing membership there. Okay. Then I became president, and now coming over here, there was an opening for presidency, so it was kind of a natural place for me to come. But I'm really enjoying the role, and we have a great board and wonderful members in our community. So.
Well, and you're having great events where there's lots of speakers and you know, speaking to the topics that are certainly of concern to our residents. Now, of course, one of the things that is kind of a scary time is you think you're answering a call for something that could be related. However, it's turning out to be scams. I mean, that's a lot of it, right? Yes. And then another topic I know you want to talk about is elder abuse, which is so scary because here you're placing a loved one into a facility that you think is okay, right? But not necessarily so. Or you're hiring an agency to come to your home and things aren't going as well as you had hoped. So let's touch a little bit about that. So for the particular topic that Todd Spitzer is going to be coming, it's going to be mostly about scams, is that correct? And elder abuse, both?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the meeting and how that will go.
Well, Todd will be coming, and it seems like he's going to be doing mainly an overview. We'll hear from him, and I think our our villagers want to hear from him because crime is up, Lisa.
Right.
In the United States, in Orange County, I mean, we've been a pretty protected. His day-to-day, the day-to-day primary goal of the DA is to protect the community, safety for the public. And I was looking online, we only have 2018 statistics that I can see online. So I'm looking forward to having Todd update us on the latest, because I hear of people saying crime is up, especially in cities like Anaheim, Laguna, Irvine.
Yeah.
And even in Laguna Woods, I know of people report crime. So
Yeah.
I think that's a major concern for all of us.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to him updating us on that.
Okay, so he'll give the latest and greatest on that one,
Yeah.
so that's good. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the scams that I know he will be discussing. What are some of the concerns or some of the scams that your residents have come across?
I have actually been a victim of a scam.
Oh boy.
I was on my computer one day and I clicked on a website and bells, whistles went off, and I tell you, it was very alarming, very concerning, and I actually fell victim to it and wound up going over to the bank and giving money.
Oh, shoot.
And I thought I was street smart, so I can see how myself, who I thought was pretty street smart, was able to handle it. My son was arriving. He'd arrived 15 minutes after that, got on the phone with the people.
Oh.
And he works in the IT business, so he handled it and helped me through it.
Oh.
So this was real for me.
Yeah.
And I know what's happening with our villagers who maybe they're more savvy than me, but some aren't. So it's something to be concerned about.
Well, we were just showing a slide about protecting yourself on the phone.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they ask for a lot of information where you just don't give that information. I mean,
You're right.
it
That's
doesn't-
key, Lisa.
Because the key thing is, you're a lot of those folks, like your bank or the IRS or Social Security or Medicare or any of those, are not going to call you. They're not going to physically call you. They're going
Right.
to send you a letter in the mail before they call you, right?
Yes,
Correct.
that's key.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So, but you had a computer issue. It wasn't over the phone. So, to give our residents kind of a brief understanding, what was it that started going off? Were they saying that what was it?
It was a loud alarm, bells and whistles, and turn off your phone. He didn't want me on the phone. Do not call.
On your computer it said,
The
okay.
computer, and I didn't know. My son said, in the future, just turn off your computer.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
unplug it, and that's what you do.
Okay.
But he was saying, don't call. And my son was arriving, and he said not to call him, so I didn't. And then when I went over and gave my $500 with a credit card at Rite Aid, which don't ever do that.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Yes, I was not able to recoup it actually because it wasn't the bank's fault.
Right.
So it was a lesson learned for me.
Okay, well, now you know. Unfortunately, at least it was only $500.
Yes.
And
Yes.
not more.
Yes.
Now, let's talk a little bit about, we actually showed one other slide about social media because, oftentimes people love to post where they're going, where they're at, and that's dangerous because someone can rob you.
Yes.
Right? And so he's going to touch a little bit about that.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, great. And let's talk a little about the elder abuse. What are some things that he'll be discussing?
Well, first of all, the definition of elder abuse is people over the age of 65. So that's good to know. If you're only 40, you're not going to be abused as an elder.
Most likely.
Most likely. But there's also different types of abuse in terms of being a felony or a misdemeanor. There's all kinds of things that, as you say, we entrust caregivers, facilities, and I really believe that every person that's there needs an advocate to prevent this kind of situation.
Right.
And it's, what else do I have here? We have to file a case with the police department, and he's going to tell us how to do that, and then it'll be submitted to the DA's office.
Okay,
so
good.
First you have to file and then submit to his office.
Okay.
And they will prosecute.
Okay.
If there's a chance that they can get a prosecution, of course. And it's a challenge. Because often it's on a one-on-one basis.
Right.
You don't have a lot of witnesses.
Yeah.
So if you have someone in that situation, it might be best to, there's a lot of cameras these days that can be
Hidden
utilized.
cameras are pretty small now.
Yes.
You can't tell what they are. Yeah. So I mean, that's unfortunate, right, that we have to go to those
Yes.
measures, but it certainly is a good idea. So let's take a look at the information one more time. So Todd Spitzer is going to be speaking at your March 3rd meeting, and that's at Clubhouse 5. You guys are meeting at 11 for social hour. Then you start your meeting at 11:30, lunch at 12:30. And now, how do they get in touch with you to be able to go to the meeting?
Well, they can just call our Patty Zingaro. She is our reservations person, and or they can just. We ask them to mail their checks this Friday, which is tomorrow. Mail their checks in. They have the PO box number. We have it. It's not up on the screen, but
yeah, and then there's also phone numbers too that people could contact as well.
Yes, and we've just added Zelle, the opportunity for our members to use Zelle to do it a few days before.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, we've got everything showing on the screen now, so if anyone
great.
has any questions, they can always get in touch with you guys.
Yes.
And we appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Lisa. We're
so
so
much,
grateful.
Lisa.
All right. If you want more information about the Republican Club and the upcoming event, you can always go to the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website and go to clubs and type in Republican Club, and that will have all the latest information about the meeting as well as what they're doing. We'll be right back.
All great healthcare organizations care, but the best dare to reach higher. At Hoag, we lead with life-saving clinical trials and advanced therapies. Our world-renowned specialists innovate with state-of-the-art technologies like virtual reality and robotics. Hoag is the #1 hospital in Orange County 4 years in a row. Now, more than ever, your healthcare choices matter. Choose Hoag.
At Genesis Medical Center, our goal is to treat chronic conditions with a traditional and holistic approach to get the best results. We created a program we call Diabetes Reversal, targeting people with prediabetes and chronic diabetes. The patient is closely and personally monitored. We check parameters, blood sugar monitoring, A1C, cholesterol, high blood pressure, and weight. We offer natural supplements, and we will hopefully decrease the amount of medications you're currently taking. We teach lifestyle modifications, increase confidence, and control the disease.
Did you hear the big news? The FDA announced the over-the-counter hearing aid program. It's been 6 years in the making. And what does that mean to you if you wear hearing aids or if you're thinking about wearing hearing aids for the first time? Most people are asking themselves, what is an over-the-counter hearing aid? Would it work for me? Where do I get them to try? How much do they cost? For over 40 years, Advanced Ear Care has been helping answer questions just like this. Call us today and find out more. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
All right, well, let's take a look at our weather before we head out. It is looking kind of cloudy out there. As you can see, look at that. It's raining in the back hills. We are expecting rain today on and off, and then again tomorrow. Today, 53-44, 55-46, 53-41, 56-46, and 58-53, and then we start the rain all over again. The good thing is, at least we're filling those reservoirs. Have a great day in the Village. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.